Educate, don't legislate. We've we definitely, I think, have become a feminized culture, a feminized society. I don't think that's a problem, right? I think the pendulum swings back and forth between patriarchy, matriarchy, feminine, masculine. Again, not a problem if one thing remains in that equation, which is freedom. If freedom is deleted, that becomes a problem. Now it becomes responsibility or accountability, right? So the idea here is that in when certain segments of society start taking control, it becomes required. So in terms of the sacred feminine, it's about getting along, being nice, everybody like being copacetic with each other, making sure everybody's needs are taken care of, that they're comfortable. But if that's required with law and legislation, that becomes the problem with society. Just as much as like with the masculine, like risk and taking, undue or just doing things that are crazy sometimes, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about with the whole sacred masculine, protection, things like this. If that's legislated, that becomes the problem. So the whole idea here is wherever society is on this sacred feminine and masculine is the idea that we can't control and make people do what we want to do and go along with the prevailing ideals of society, the feminized society, for example, right? Because that just causes more and more problems. So when Martin Luther King said, educate, don't legislate, that's very important, right? Educate people on what you would like in your life. Connect with them, be vulnerable with them, work with them. Power with is vulnerability. Power against is control over someone, right? Using legislation and the power of government, blah, blah, blah. So we really need to understand this in a feminized or masculinized society, wherever the pendulum is that control becomes the problem. And we just have to get towards vulnerability and understanding.